So my boys are up on the mountain, and it was 800-meter walk up, probably be at least an hour. Then we go on the way home. We see if we can land on the beach on this island where there's a fire, and then we go another 30 miles, see if we can land where there is stuff burning for tomorrow, and then we head home. It's about a 100-mile trip. So it's the 13th of August. It's around 10 degrees Celsius. And I just landed on this little island. It's supposed to go up to um, 30 degrees Celsius this weekend. So if there's anything that's, I parked right down on the point. If there's anything that's going to start smoking, it'll do it this weekend. So the guys have walked down the shore to try to make sure there's no fire on this island here. This island fire would have been started by lightning and didn't jump to any of the mainland. We're about 200 kilometers roughly north of Red Lake, Ontario here. And there's fires all over the place. So most of them are not smoking at this time, but like I said, it's going to be 30 this weekend, so that may change. And we got a couple of assignments today to check on. But the first one where we're landing, that is this one. We've already looked at a couple other fires on the way up here that aren't doing anything at the moment. So I'm just going to wait. So I found this nice dry swamp to land in, so I could shut down. Skids aren't sinking there, and the boys are right in that bush there with the chainsaw and piss bags. But right here, I think I found the fox dens. There's a hole there. There's a hole there. There's a hole there. And these are a couple holes there. These are really soft mounds, so it's easy for them to burrow in. And, you know, in the winter when they're down in there, it's 40 below out here, they'll be a lot warmer. But we will not see them while we're here. Okay, we're at the next spot now. And it was kind of a dry swamp. And where we landed, so I had a look at the bear paws, and we were not sinking, so I felt it was safe to leave the helicopter for a little while anyway, by itself. So I'm gonna walk over, see what the guys are doing here. We found this smoke yesterday, so they gotta make sure it's out so they can call the fire out. So I'm gonna turn the camera, maybe you can see the smoke drifting through the trees. We'll get in closer. But it's down in the roots under the ground, so they got their piss bags full of water now from the creek. And the last spot they saw a bear, black bear, so it was just sort of curious what they were doing. Kept walking, which reminds me, my wife is totally paranoid of bears. Like if you leave her for 2 minutes alone in the bush, she'll just have an epileptic fit because she thinks the bears are going to eat her. But, you know, black bears have killed humans. Matter of fact, they killed a woman this summer, but there could have been, circumstances that we don't know about. with regards to that, like food and did she smell of any blood, or we don't know these things. All we know is killed somebody. So when I get closer, I'll show you what they're doing. I don't know if any of you saw those beads I was wearing a moment ago, but I won them at the morning pilots meeting for guessing how many minutes to boil a hard-boiled egg. They get prizes every day. So I won a bag of pistachios. So you can see how the fire's down in the roots. There's some flame right there. And so they got to put that out. And then the boss is able to say the fire's out. This crew's from Wawa. Most of the guys are from Sault Ste. Marie. One guy lives in Wawa, the crew boss with the orange hat. The rest of the guys live in Sault Ste. Marie, which is where I'm from. I didn't know any of them, and they don't know, haven't heard of me, but we're all from the same town. Don't get lost. So I'm at the next spot for the day, and the boys have gone for a hike up that hill right there through an old burn, probably about, I don't know, half a kilometer, to a 1 acre fire. They want to make sure it's out. And so I'm going to sit here. There's a machine beside this kind of a river, I guess. It's a real good spot to land. The ground is nice and solid here. Support me. And I was just thinking, we've got some Australian guys, firefighters, in our camp right now. I've been flying around with one of them. And in the Canadian bush here, there's nothing that can kill you, nothing you have to worry about. But in Australia, there's all kinds of things. There's more things in Australia that can kill you, I think, than any country in the world. Spiders, snakes, mosquitoes, crocodiles. In fact, in World War II, Japan actually invaded Australia. They were going to attack Cairns, which is in the north of the big peninsula. And they parachuted all the guys in, but they didn't realize it was a swamp. And every one of the Japs died. There wasn't a single one made it to Cairns. It was either the crocs got them, or snakes, or spiders, or malaria, or jungle, or swallowed them up, quicksand, or something. But in Canada, it may be cool here, but there's nothing, black bears, but they're not, for the most part, they're not very dangerous. They see you and either they run away or they don't bother you, But as long as you keep your food away from them. Anyway, these guys will be back in about an hour. I don't want to go with them because I don't have rain gear. You walk through the wet bush with the rain pants and jacket, you get soaked to the bone. And then it's only 10 degrees Celsius here today. And you'll be flying around all wet. Sit here, wait for them, and move on to the next one. So now we've landed in a mining exploration camp to take the sprinklers off. You can see all the core boxes everywhere. They've been drilling here. And it's the law, you got to leave half the drill core on the property. So we're going to go over the camp. It's just over there. We'll go and get the equipment. So this is the camp where these drillers would be, and they'd come in here in the winter. You wouldn't be able to get in the summer because there'd be too much bog. But in the winter time, they got There's a four-wheel drive truck, but just down here they got bulldozer and stuff that'll, that they can get in here on the winter road and keep all their drilling equipment in these sea containers, I guess. There's the way they get in. That's they got an excavator and they got a tracked vehicle there too. So these guys are really looking for some kind of mineral, I don't know, gold or whatever they can find up here, I guess. And yeah, they'll be up here 50 below zero in the wintertime working, drilling while you're warm at home. There's about 10 dogs here that I've been feeding today. I brought some cheese and cut up meat for them. The dogs from the community here, when the community was evacuated, the dogs are all running around the streets. And the one dog is, this morning his ears all cut up. They all fight over food. People have sent a lot of food, dog food up here, but I think the MTO guy doesn't feed them regularly, so they're all fighting amongst themselves for any scrap of food. Okay, I found a place where I could shut down. Right around that corner, I dropped 4 guys off. Just they got off from a hover onto a rock. There's another little cabin there. They got to take all the crap off that cabin. I found this place where I could shut down. Fairly solid. And we've got a cabin. I'm with this guy. We got to take the pump and the sprinklers off this cabin here. I'll meet these guys in about an hour. Then we'll go to the next one. So I'm here in rural Saskatchewan, just outside Saskatoon, this farm. Found well, I guess you could say it's really a barn or 2 barn find. There's the barn behind me. This guy's had an F-350 for 37 years. He's only put on 650 kilometers a year. So it's always been in that barn. It's never been outside. There's no rust. And it's a dually. So I'm going to have a look at it. Potentially buy it today. See what it looks like. Alex, what do you have to say for yourself?
Lots of work.
What do you think? What do you think of the price of tea in China?
What's that?
What do you think about the price of tea in China?
Actually don't know the price of tea up there. What'd you figure? Is it pretty expensive?
Well, the foggy tea is very expensive.
Oh, chaga tea.
Foggy tea. They can only harvest it 1 week of the year if there's fog. No fog, it's garbage, wasted.
Okay.
So this is Waterhen Lodge, where we're staying at night, and it's 3 miles south of a little town called Waterhen. And usually this place is full of fishermen, but right now there's only a few crews staying here because of COVID. Nobody's traveling. And Waterhen's only a village of 200 people. So there's no mobile phone reception here or anything. We stay in these little cabins. People are very nice. I got a little 8-year-old girl, quite friendly, some dogs. And yeah, it's a nice spot. Northern Manitoba. Okay, I'm just going to show you the modern world of helicopter navigation nowadays. Not for pilots, they already know this, but other people. So this is the route, the last route that I flew yesterday. This is the map, and you can make it bigger or smaller as you like. So today, these waypoints, some of them I put in here, some of them, all these blue ones, those are helipads. You download it from a website, the Saskatchewan government website, and click on the particular file. It'll say pilots for flight, import it, and it puts it, then you load it, and it puts all these are all helipads that have just been cut in the bush, see? And so they say you're going to this fire, pad number 8, so you'll know exactly where it is. You can, if the map's too cluttered, you can click up here, deselect that. Over here. You can deselect right there, and they'll all disappear. And then it's less cluttered. So today I'm not going to be going there, so we can get rid of this waypoint. You just click on that waypoint. Say remove it from the route. It's gone from the route. So let's say I'm going up here today now. I don't want to fly over those fires because it'll interfere with the guys that are working there. So I just touch on, let's see if I can do it. And you see, I just drag it over. So it says, insert into the route. So I'll click on insert into the route. So now my flight plan goes around that fire. So I won't bother those guys. And, you know, if you're flying around, the old days, everybody had maps, paper maps, and you're flying around and, you know, bad weather, trying to figure out where you are. I think there's 100,000 lakes up here in Saskatchewan, or some ridiculous number. So it's so much easier than in the old days. And down the bottom, it'll tell you your distance to your next waypoint. It'll tell you your speed. It'll tell you your altitude, and it's good to within 5 meters. It'll also tell you if somebody wants to know where you are right now or where something is you found on the ground. Right there, it tells you your GPS coordinates, so you can just read it out to them. So I just got that. I got a double mount to make sure it won't fall off the windshield. And I got it connected to aircraft power, so it's, as you see up here, it'll tell you it's charging the green thing.